Welcome to another GetResponse webinar. Today our guest is Sean Smith, a business coach, motivational speaker, and founder of MVP Success Systems. Sean helps entrepreneurs succeed as authentic life coaches, and now he's here to show you top 3 components of a successful online coaching business.
Thank you very much, Edek and Oscar and everybody at GetResponse. I really appreciate who you are and all that you do and what you provide for everybody. It's great to see all the different places that you all are from. So welcome to this webinar. I want to make it very valuable for you. I want to give you things that you can immediately implement. And in order to do that, I'd love to know a little bit more about you. So Oscar, if you could put the survey up on the screen, what I'd love to find out is just a little bit more about your experience so far as a coach. Sometimes people are obviously already coaching and they want help with expanding their business. And sometimes people are looking into coaching and wanting to know what the first steps are. And I just really want to be able to tailor the presentation as much as possible to whoever we have on the line. And while you're taking the survey, we'll show you the results here in a minute. I just want to welcome you. I know there's all kinds of other things you could be doing, and I really appreciate you having the desire to learn more about this business. You know, the coaching business, the coaching industry is an incredible industry. There are challenges. I'm going to touch on a lot of those challenges. And what I really want to invite you to do is to keep everything simple. Keep everything as simple as you possibly can. I think in today's world, with success in general, not just business and not just coaching, there's so much complication. You know, we humans are really good at complicating things. And so what's missing for a lot of people is simple. And that's what I want to help you all do today, is to implement simple. So Oscar, if we can see the results, excellent. Thank you all that have already voted. For those of you that didn't get a chance to vote or it's not being captured right here, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It'll still be valuable, obviously. So it looks like the majority of people on the line do not have coaching clients yet. Looks like people are split about 50-50, whether they make sales online. Do you have an online marketing platform? Looks like roughly maybe a third, a little bit more, have an online platform. And how confident are you that you're going to achieve your biggest goals? Excellent. Look at, we got a lot of 7s, a lot of 10s, 9s, 8s, and nobody less than a 4, which is fantastic. So welcome all of you. Thank you again for participating. And if we could just go to the slides now, Oscar, thank you so much. Excellent. So as Edek said, my name is Sean Smith. I've been doing this coaching business for a long, long time. And I want to boil it down for you today to give you 3 implementable components for you to either start or scale a successful online coaching business. I'm the founder of Elite Coaching University. We do certification programs. We teach coaches how to be successful by being themselves. That's one of the key components here, is that a lot of people think they need to become somebody else. They need to sell like other people, or they need to market like other people, or they even need to look like other people, or their website needs to be like other people's websites. And that is actually the exact opposite of what people need in the coaching market. So that's a key component. It's what I believe in strongly. It's what we constantly teach in our company. And we've been doing this work for a long, long time. So today I want to teach you a few things. The first one is how to build trust in today's online marketing world. It's critical that we show up as trustworthy nowadays more than ever. And I'll get into how you can actually do that. The 3 secrets, I put secrets in quotes. I'll explain why when we get to that piece of building a successful coaching business. How to create and use a lead funnel. I'm sure many of you have heard that term funnel. You've heard probably a bunch of different terms with marketing, and people call it different things. So I really want to keep it clear and concise for you today and show you how this can be used, how a lead funnel specifically with GetResponse, how it can be used to build your business, to attract prospects online, and to sell your products or sell your services while you sleep, which is always a lot of fun. And finally, I'll open up a little bit into the new feature by GetResponse called Autofunnel and show you how to do all of that. So I want to share with you just a little bit about me before we get started, just so you know where I'm coming from and where a lot of my philosophies are coming from. You can see up at the top, those are my family pictures. I'm a husband, I'm father, I've got 2 children there, a son, Exley, a daughter, McKenna, and my wife, Sybil. And on top of that, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, I'm an author. My whole world changed, and my diversion into personal development really happened when I was 13 years old. I was riding my bicycle to school, and I pulled out into traffic trying to avoid getting hit by another car that had run a stop sign. And I pulled right in front of another car that was doing 50 miles an hour. And I don't know what that converts to, but it was really fast if you don't use miles per hour. And I almost died. You know, the details of the accident say that I probably should have died. And it changed the way I looked at everything. It changed the way I saw my parents. It changed the way I thought about my friends. It changed the way I thought about goals. And the single most critical thought that I had was that we can be taken from this planet at any time. There's no warning. I was almost taken away, and I had been so excited about my life at the time and baseball and all the things that I was into. I was so happy, and my life almost ended without any warning. And so I thought, if I only have one shot on this planet, one chance to live my life, I don't ever want to look back with regret. So really, since I was 13 years old, I've been driven by the fear of regret. And I started to read books. I started to look into goal setting. And 30 years later, I became a certified coach in 2006 after I had an amazing experience with a coach at a seminar. The first year in business, we did really well. We generated over $300,000 in US in about a really, most of it was about a 10-month period. And I thought I had made it, you know. I thought, oh, we're going to make all this money. We're going to be super successful. And then 2 years later, I ended up filing bankruptcy because I had made a bunch of different changes. I shifted a lot of things in my marketing. And I share that with you because that's where I learned so many of my most valuable lessons. When I did what really worked in the beginning, and then I did what didn't work just a couple of years later, so much to the point that my business had to file bankruptcy. We couldn't survive anymore. And it caused me to really look at myself and question who I am and what choices did I make and what choices can I make to fix it, right? And I'm happy to say we're still in business. We've done over $5 million in sales in this coaching industry. And again, I'm not trying to impress you all or brag, but just to let you know, I've been doing this for about 15 years, and I've seen all the changes in this industry, especially online, which is what we're going to focus on today. And I come from the pain. So all of my philosophies are driven by those experiences that I just shared with you. Now, today's online market is full of people that are actually scared. People have been bombarded by all this online marketing for about 15 to 20 years now. And especially over the last 5 to 7 years, the online marketing world has become so much more aggressive. So people are overwhelmed. People don't trust a lot of the marketers or a lot of the companies or a lot of the ads that they see online nowadays. And they are guarded. They don't want to lose money anymore. They don't want to be taken advantage of. And people have been operating, or people have been shopping online and doing all these things online for so long that most people have an experience of being taken advantage of or participating in a scam or buying something and it was totally different than what they thought it was. And that's why people are a lot more guarded nowadays. Now, they're still buying a lot of things online, so there's nothing dangerous or or unintelligent about doing business online, there are billions and billions and billions of dollars that are being purchased, products that are being purchased and money that's exchanging hands online. So I'm not saying don't do online business. I'm just saying you have to understand who people are in the online world, because it affects the way that we have to show up. And in the coaching market specifically, people are skeptical. People are disconnected from the market. People are uncommitted, meaning they are less likely nowadays to just purchase coaching programs or coaching products than they were 5 years ago. And it's because of everything I said. They've bought a lot of things and they haven't had good experiences, and they're scared. A lot of people are actually scared now to hire coaches. We talk to people all day long about their experience online, and people tell us all the time they paid $5,000, $10,000 for a program. They didn't get hardly anything that they wanted. Some people say they paid $50,000 and hired a celebrity coach, and it was a horrible experience. So even if people haven't done this, they hear all these stories, and the coaching market doesn't have legal boundaries. It doesn't have laws. So it makes people a lot less trusting of coaches. So again, that doesn't mean we shouldn't do this work online. We just have to understand the mindset of the people that we are serving. And that wasn't the case 10 years ago. I didn't talk about any of this stuff 10 years ago because it was new and people were excited about coaching and they were excited about online. And now people have just changed a little bit. And what that means is that we have to lead more with this word right here in orange, trust. We have to generate trust because that's what people have lost. They've lost trust in marketers. They've lost trust in coaches. They've lost trust in the industry, and they've lost trust in themselves in being able to choose products that seem to be too good to be true. And then they get disappointed, right? So many people have disappointment that what they're missing is trust. The good news is you and I can easily create trust if we're willing to. And the first way is just simply be transparent, be real, be a real human being. It doesn't take any skills to be transparent. It just takes the willingness to be transparent. Be honest. I mean, that should go without saying, but there's a lot of coaches out there and a lot of online marketers in different industries that are not being honest. They're doing whatever they can to get people to pay them money, and people can feel that. So when we show up as honest and we show up as transparent, we actually start to give people a different experience. And what most people are frustrated with and disappointed with is the expectations that they've purchased in the past that have disappointed them. So instead of us selling expectations, for instance, what I mean is a lot of coaching programs are being sold with, if you buy this program, this is what you're going to get. If you buy this, then I'm going to help you get rid of all your fears, or I'm going to give you the confidence or whatever. But the experience happens after the purchase. So coaches are selling the expectation. People are buying the expectation, and then their experience sometimes doesn't match the expectation, and that's why they get disappointed. What we need to do going forward in this new economy is we need to give people experiences before they purchase. Because if they can experience how they feel when they read a blog article, or when they watch one of our videos, or when we give them one of our coaching exercises and they do it and they feel better about themselves, they heal a relationship, or they feel more confident. Now they have an experience that they can trust. They trust their bodies and their hearts. They trust their feelings that they experienced more than they trust a sales page, or more than they trust some kind of expectation. So that's where our world is moving nowadays, especially in the coaching market. So we need to be more committed to giving people experiences. Now, the 3 secrets, and I put secrets in quotation marks, these aren't secrets because people don't know about them. I would say they're secrets because most people don't do these things. Most people are making it too complicated, as I said before, and most people don't have the willingness to do what it takes to create the trust. So the first thing that we've got to have in our business is authenticity. We've got to be real. We've got to be open. We've got to be honest. We have to be authentic as a person. The second thing is attraction marketing. We don't want to go chase people. We want them to come to the magnets that we've put out. And the third thing is automation. When you are an authentic coach and you have something of value to give, then you set up the systems that bring people to you. Now you can create automation that can scale your business, that will help you make sales in your sleep, that will help you reach more people. And it's really important that you automate something that has already proven to be successful. So you really have to go in this order. And one of the mistakes that a lot of people make is they try to do a lot of automation when they don't really have proof that they can be a successful salesperson, that they don't have proof that their product is something that people will actually buy. So they go out and they spend a lot of money, or they go out and they put a lot of effort, and they just do it in the wrong order. So when you keep it simple like this, then you can scale up. And when you start to scale, when you start to do the work that we'll talk about online, then it can grow very, very fast, which is really what happened in my first year. I started to go foundationally. I did a lot of work locally. And then when we went online, then our business exploded. And that's how we generated over $300,000 in about a 10 to 12 month period of time. So I want to break these down for you. Authenticity is simply being real. People are tired of fakeness. People are tired of perfection. People are tired of marketers pretending that there's a pill out there and you can pop the pill and then not exercise and eat a bunch of cake and lose weight. People are tired of those fake, false promises, but they're also tired of their own thoughts. They're also tired of their own expectations of perfection. They're tired of their previous attempts at getting perfect results and then the attempt not working. So people are tired both ways. When we're real with people and authentic, it actually causes them to calm down. It causes them to just take a load off. It's like their shoulders drop and go, wow, I'm in a real conversation now with a real human being, rather than this fake promise of, if you buy this thing and do this really easy, simple task, then you'll be a millionaire overnight. And that's what so much of the marketing is out there. And people are tired of it. The way to cut through all of that challenge is to just be real. And let's face it, in the coaching industry, we're talking about the opportunity for somebody to change their life. We're talking about somebody who can reach a higher level of happiness than they ever did before. We're talking about somebody who can feel more connected, that can feel more joyful, that can make more money, that can lose the weight, that can get a better job, that can generate a better experience of life. That story is already good enough. We don't need to embellish it. We don't need to exaggerate it. We don't need to make it bigger and better with all the marketing language than it already is. And people are tired of that. So if you give people a real opportunity to change their lives and you give them an experience, you will be so different than anything that they have experienced. Not anything, but most of the things that they have experienced before. And what you'll be giving them is something unique. And the cool thing is, the best way to be unique is very simple. Just be exactly who you are. If you show up as yourself with all the silliness, with the quirkiness, as a real human being, then you don't have to worry about trying to impress them with perfection and all these other things that so many people are doing, because you will be different. And this point is so critical to understand. The human brain cannot ignore something that's different. The human brain ignores things that are the same, things that it has seen before. So when you show up and you're unique, you could be unique with your color scheme. You could be unique with the things that you talk about. You could be unique with your clothes. You could be unique in the way that you do things. If you're unique, people have to pay attention. They cannot ignore something that is unique to them. And that's easy. It's just scary for a lot of people. But from a marketing perspective, it's really important. The more overwhelm that people experience, the more valuable distinction is, the more valuable difference is. And so you just got to be yourself. And what my invitation to you is to use authenticity as your main marketing strategy. When we think about marketing, we think about Facebook ads, or we think about funnels, or we think about opt-in pages, and all of those things are part of it. But underneath it, you have to have authenticity, especially as a coach nowadays. So to give you just a few tips and pointers, on social media, the way you can use authenticity is share real pictures of you. Share your real thoughts. Share your real doubts. Share your real challenges. Share your real fears. And it doesn't mean that, see, a lot of people actually think that if you be real with other people, they'll lose respect. In today's world, they'll actually respect us more and they trust us more if they know that we are real. Somebody who's perfect online, somebody who shows nothing but perfect images and all they talk about is a perfect life, and they don't ever talk about the realities of parenting and being in relationships and being a human being on this planet, that actually creates suspicion nowadays. It didn't 10 years ago, but nowadays it actually makes people suspicious. So just be real. And that doesn't mean you have to air all of your dirty laundry, as they say. That doesn't mean you have to share everything that's going wrong in your life, especially when you're going through it. But just be real as a human, because that's what humans trust. That's what other people trust. Online on your web pages, give people a simple experience, give them an inviting experience, give them a consumable experience, give them something that they can easily do, give them a checklist they can easily read, give them a video they can easily watch. Don't make it too difficult for them to consume your information and to consume your experience. And because people are so overwhelmed, the attention span that people have is now a lot smaller than it used to be. So primarily when we engage with them, we should be more concise. We should be respectable. And what I mean by that is, this is another person on the other end of the computer, and they clicked on your email and they're actually reading your email. That's really powerful. And so we don't want to talk down to them. We don't want to pretend that we're the ones that know everything and they're the ones that don't know anything until they pay us. And that's what a lot of people experience in their emails. So just be personable and be personal. Be conversational. Remember, you're writing your emails to an individual person. You're not writing your emails to a list of 1,000 people. There are individual people that are going to pick up your conversations and read your emails, and just remember to treat them like an individual person who's valuable, who's taken the time out to listen to you. And in today's world, based on everything that I've been talking about, the way to convert nowadays is to conversate. Conversions come from conversations. Just get into conversations with people. Online conversations like we're doing here, or in-person conversations, or over the phone conversations, that's all going to give people a better experience than if we just try to sell them and just try to get money out of their wallet. People know what that feels like and they're tired of it. So be real, honor them as a human, and just offer them a way to change their life. It doesn't have to get any more complicated or any more sexy than that. So now let's talk about the second A, attraction marketing. This is an energy switch that's so critical. And I'll tell you, this changed my entire life when I started to understand attraction marketing. It was this piece that caused us to generate $300,000. Before we started making a lot of that money, I had been in business for about 8 months and I wasn't making much money. $1,000 here, a couple $1,000 here. I think 1 month we made $4,000, which was good. But over the course of about 8 months, we made maybe $10,000 to $15,000. And then I learned this. And when I learned this and I changed the way I started marketing, our business exploded. So I want to help you avoid some of those first 8 to 10 months like I had. And I want to help you get to this place of attraction marketing right away. And today it's much easier to do this than it was back then, but you have to be intentional about it. So the reality is there are millions and millions and millions of people who are seeking information online. That word seeking is really critical. They're already searching. They're on Google, they're on YouTube, they're searching whatever internet browser they have, and they're searching for something that they're interested in. They're already seeking information. And so I call them your seeker. Instead of your ideal client or your target client or your target market, I call that person your seeker. Who is that person out there already seeking what you have in your head? Instead of figuring out what do I want to teach people, ask yourself, what do people want to learn? And that could make all the difference in the world for your titles or for what you put on opt-in pages and what you put in your emails, knowing what your seekers want. So what we want to do is we just want to find out where they are, what are they searching for, and then offer it to them. When I identified who my seeker was and I started to ask them questions, what do they actually want? I started to change the titles of my emails, subject lines. I started to change the title of my seminars. I started to change the title of my webinars and teleseminars, and our engagement exploded because I found out what they are already looking for. Instead of me deciding what I want to teach and then trying to position it and sell it in a way that will make them say yes, I just got in front of them and said, what do you want? Oh, you want that? Well, here, let me give you that, because they're already out there looking for it. So if you study your seekers, if you interact with them, I actually think you should talk to them personally on the phone and ask them what they're searching for. Ask them what they're frustrated by. Ask them what they've been disappointed by. Literally talk to real people, and they'll tell you exactly what they want you to sell them. They'll tell you exactly what they don't want you to sell them. They'll tell you what's not working for them and what they want instead. And when you listen to them and you interact with them, meaning join the groups that they're already joined, that they're already having conversations in, watch what they tend to buy, watch what their patterns are as much as you possibly can. If you study them, you study their searching patterns, you study their buying patterns, they will make your offers easy because they'll tell you exactly what to offer them. They'll tell you what to price it at. They'll tell you how to position it. They'll tell you everything you need to know. So I actually believe that our most valuable asset as a business owner is the perspective of our seeker. If I know what's in the head of the person seeking the knowledge that I have, now that information is gold. So what most people are doing is they're marketing with the energy of attacking people. They're going after people like, hey, pay attention. Let me entice you with this crazy, sexy offer. It's so weird that, or so enticing that I'm going to interrupt you, right? And that's okay if it works, but for most people, that doesn't feel good for the coach. It doesn't feel good to seem like you're attacking people and you're trying to go get them interested in something that you have. Rather than doing that, just attract them. So I want you to go from attacking to attracting. And there's so many searches happening right now online anyway that it's not difficult. It just takes a little bit of time. So let's get into some of the online components of what this looks like. The best way nowadays is still to attract prospects with an opt-in page, an authentic opt-in page that gives them what they're already looking for. So this is a template that I helped create with GetResponse. It's a template specifically for coaches, and it is offering a free download of the secrets of a six-figure coach. Now, we titled it that way because so many of the people that we were talking to, when we asked them, what is it that you want? They said, I want to be a six-figure coach. Now, once they get into our community, we talk to them about six figures, and that doesn't really mean much of anything. There are a lot of people that make six figures, but they don't have any money left over. And there are a lot of people that don't need anywhere near six figures to live a happy life. But that's what people are searching for. So that's what we're giving them. There are a few attraction elements on an opt-in page. And some of this might be brand new for some of you, and some of you might know all about this. But I want you to think about maybe how can you tweak, if you already have an opt-in page, let's say, how can you be a little bit more authentic? How can you be a little bit more real? How can you do it a little bit differently if you're already doing this? And I know about half of you said you're already selling things online. So for some of you, this is an opportunity to just tweak it a little bit and make it better. And for some of you, this is an opportunity to put up your very first opt-in page. So there's a pre-headline. My pre-headline says, in my first 18 months as a life coach with no prior business experience, I generated $302,000, $302,333.20. Those are all screenshots that I have that I captured from our online account, like proving it. And as I said, about the first 8 months, we didn't make hardly anything. And then the last 10 months, we made about $280,000. So together, the first 18 months is what we're talking about. The headline is free download, the best kept secrets of a six-figure coach. The benefit bullets, you can't really see them on the screen here, which is okay, but right next to the image, you've got the bullets. What is it that they're going to learn inside the free download or whatever it is that you're giving to them? And again, these, you know where these bullets come from? Exactly what they're looking for. So when you study them, they'll tell you what bullets to put on there. They'll tell you what they're looking for. A very short bio, you can see in the middle there. They've got or I have a picture of myself, who I am, a paragraph of telling people a little bit about who you are. We want to be more concise. Remember, if we give them big, huge, long bios to read, they're less likely to enter their name and number. So we want to keep them concise. Some kind of social proof. I've got 4 testimonials on here, 2 testimonials from people in the industry that a lot of people would recognize, Jack Canfield, Lisa Nichols. And then we've got a couple testimonials from people's experience that are just like the prospects. That social proof is critical. And then finally, you want to give them a way to enter their name and email. So you can see on here, I actually have 3 opt-in boxes. I have one at the very top because some people, when they go to the page, they already know they want whatever it is they clicked on. So you can give them an opportunity to open the door immediately. And a lot of people won't even read that. They're already sold. Some people then need to look a little bit into the benefits and what is it. And if they like it, then they'll say yes. Some people need to go, is this any good? Has anybody ever done this before? Who is this person? So they'll read the bio, they'll read the testimonials, and then they'll say yes. So that's why we have 3 opt-in boxes placed exactly where they are intentionally. So you have an opt-in page, which is basically a door for people to walk into your community. The opt-in page has, it's like the sign on the door that says, when you enter this door, this is what you're going to get. So the sign on the door is marketing. This is really critical, and we have to make sure that we give people signs that they are looking for. So that's the essence of attraction marketing. Find out what people want, offer it to them, then give value in order to get them on that page. So you do blog posts or you do social media posts or send out emails or what have you, and offer them the entrance, offer them the opt-in page. So that's, I'm not going to go deeper into all of that. I just wanted you to see this magnet that you're now attracting people with. And then once you have people in your community, now we want to automate the process with them after that, because you certainly don't want to keep having to answer emails or send, an attachment of the free download or any of that. So we've got to automate it. And I'm sure all of you at some point have experienced this either as a coach or as somebody who is interested in some information and somebody sent you these automated emails. So the best way to scale a business is to automate these processes. We're going to attract people, we're going to converse with them, and then we want to convert them into customers, all either while you sleep or while you're doing something else that doesn't involve you having to type keys on the keyboard all the time. So we can set up these systems that give you a lot more time freedom, and you can build your business other ways, or you can just enjoy your life while these systems are running for you. So I'm going to give you what the basic essence of a funnel is, so that I give you what my definition is and what's important for the rest of this presentation. It's basically this: something free, then we nurture them, and then we offer them something paid. Those are the three basic elements. Now, some funnels are much more complex, and some of them are actually a little bit simpler than that. We just try to get people right on the phone, but this is the essence of a funnel. I'm going to offer you something for free. I'm going to nurture you, meaning I'm going to give you what you wanted, but I'm also going to maybe give you some more things of value and give you something to let you know that I can be trusted, etc. And then eventually I'm going to offer you a way to become a paid customer. Those are the basic funnel features. In today's online world, what people are expecting is what I call attentive, individualized marketing. And that stands for AIM, or the acronym is AIM. Attentive, individualized marketing. Attentive means pay attention to what they want. Individualized means give them individual options. We see this all the time. If you buy anything online, you go to YouTube to watch videos, or you go to Netflix, or you go to anything online, really, you get advertisements based on what you've already purchased, based on what you've already watched, based on what you've already searched for. That's what people are expecting nowadays. The computers know that I like to watch videos of comedians. And so when I go to YouTube or when I go to other places, they give me all kinds of opportunities of comedians to watch, because they know, hey, this guy likes to watch comedians, so let's give him more of what he already wants. In other words, it's aimed at their specific individual interests. That's really important. So when somebody comes into our community, they might say, I don't have any problem with sales, but I don't know how to put together a course. And then we'll give them an opportunity to learn more about putting courses together. Other people might say, I just need sales, or other people might say, I just need confidence. And we give them what they specifically want. And then we also make sure that our marketing is based on their behavior. Behavior-based marketing is critical. So for instance, if you send an email out and the email offers some particular program that you're giving for free, and they click on that email, you might send them a different email that is specific to anybody who's interested in building opt-in pages, let's say. But if they click no, or they don't open that email, let's say, you might give them a completely different email because they already said no to this offer, but maybe they'll be interested in public speaking. Maybe they'll be interested in something different. So we want to keep it simple, but we want to make sure that we have a system that can automate behavior-based processes. Now, GetResponse is one of those systems. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what automation looks like inside of GetResponse, and specifically inside of a feature called Autofunnel. Now, the nurture sequence, what that means is somebody opts into your page, you give them what they wanted, you give them the download, or you send them the video or the thank you page or whatever. You give them whatever they ask for, and then you give them an experience of your value. So this, for instance, is the welcome email. Again, this is a template that's built into GetResponse for coaches. You all can check it out. And we've got a template that I, again, helped design that's based on 15 years of knowing what works, based on a lot of success, a lot of sales made, a lot of opt-ins that I've experienced over the years. And so we've created this pre-designed template. And what this is a welcome letter. As soon as they opt in, this is what they get. You can see it's got an image to remind them of what they opted in for. You can see it's got a screenshot in the middle there. That's one of my pages that shows them the difference in our bank account. Really, it's the difference in the money when I jumped to online advertising. And so I show them some proof, and then I give them a link. If you didn't get your download, you can go get the download. And then after that, they've got another email that comes to them 1 or 2 days later. Hey, do you know about the foundations of marketing? So I'm now asking them different questions. Where are you in your marketing journey? A couple days later, they get another email. Are you a marketing shark or a marketing dolphin? That's one of the distinctions that I make for coaches. So they're going to get emails after email after email with links to our blog posts, or they might get links to YouTube videos, or they might just get an email that says, hey, here's who I am, and this is what I want to know if you're interested in, etc. And then they get an experience of who we are. After that experience, they're much more likely to attend presentations. They're much more likely to purchase products. They're much more likely to get on the phone and talk about coaching. So those are the main elements: a thank you email, value add emails, and invitations to whatever your offers are. Now, GetResponse has a feature called Autofunnel that puts all of this together. Now, again, I've been doing this for 15 years. Up until I heard about GetResponse, there were all kinds of different pieces that I had to put together. I had one company to build web pages. I had another company to do webinars. I had another company to keep my customers in. I had another company to automate the email marketing, and all of that was tough because I'm just dealing with so many different moving parts. And sometimes those parts don't even integrate with each other. They don't communicate with each other. GetResponse has put them all in one single fully integrated feature. And this is what it looks like. It's called Autofunnel. And what you can see up at the top here, up at the very top, is the opt-in page that I already showed you. It's the opt-in page for the 300K download that I showed you. Below that is, you can see 2 steps. So you've got the 2 purple boxes. You've got the opt-in page, and then right below that, you've got tracking. I'm going to explain all this here in a moment with a visual. And then below that, you can see on the right side the color changes, right? That's how you can tell the different stages of the funnel. So the next one is a blue section, and that's the nurture email. You can have all kinds of nurture emails that are automatically going to go out. You can see on the screen, if you can see it, it says day 0. That gets the email delivered to them immediately. Day 1 sends them an email the next day. Day 3 sends them an email 2 days later. But all of this is automated. So you load it once, and then as people come into your opt-in page, they go through this process all completely automated. And then the next stage, you've got a slightly lighter blue there, or a teal blue. That's the Foundations of Marketing program that we offer people. That is the sales invitation. And everything in this funnel is already linked together. So when you load your email, it automatically links them to the sales page, to the offer. And you can have an upsell here, and then you can also have conversion tracking for all of your clients that go to the order page, right? Because if they say, yes, I'm interested in this, a lot of people will go to the order page and not purchase it. And you'll be able to have tracking data for all of this information so that you can manage this entire process. The 3 best ways that you can use Autofunnel, in my experience, is to just build a list. We all need a bigger audience to offer things to to create webinar campaigns, which is so important nowadays. That's what you all are watching right now is a webinar, and to generate and create sales funnels. So what this feature allows you to do is put together all of these components that I told you about: an opt-in page, a nurture sequence, a sales page. You can do an upsell sequence or an upsell page. So if somebody buys one product, you can offer them another product. And again, it's all automated. You've got the order page, and all along the way, you've got tracking data. That's critical because now you can see which piece of the funnel you need to give a little bit more attention to increase your conversion. So this feature it's a breath of fresh air. And this is what I am suggesting all coaches use, especially brand new coaches, because it's just simple. It's integrated A to Z. You've got these customizable templates that I've helped design. We've got opt-in pages, we've got emails, we've got sales pages. You've got customizable templates, so you can start with something that you know has already proven to be successful. And then you can obviously incorporate whatever your details are so that it comes from your voice and your pictures and all of that. All the behavior-based journey is built into here. So if somebody clicks a certain link in a certain page, you can send them one email and take them out of a funnel or put them into another funnel. But it's all simple. That's the key here, right? It's important that we do things according to people's behavior, but it's also important for us that we keep them simple. If it's complicated, almost nobody is going to do it. And it's all measured. It's all based on the performance of the funnel. I haven't seen a feature like this in 15 years. I love it. I've been building this business with so many different companies, so many different platforms. And this is the first one that I've seen that puts all of it together. So now it gives you the actual platform so that you can scale your authenticity, so that you can do the attraction marketing, so that you can automate everything. And when you build it that way, in that order, with that kind of foundation, GetResponse will help you explode your business depending on, what your effort is that you put into it, right? It can run fast if you're really wanting to go quick, but it's all based on foundational success. That's the key. So I know I've gone fast. I took 2 drinks of water. I took maybe a few breaths. And if you have any questions whatsoever, I want to answer as many as I can right now with the time that we have. And then we'll get whatever other questions, if we don't get to it, answered in another way. So thank you all. If I went too fast, you can always go back and re-listen to the recording and maybe catch something that you didn't have. So Oscar, I'll turn it back over to you to at least put the questions up.
Yeah, Sean, thanks a lot for your presentation. We have a few minutes left, so we can move on to the Q&A session. So guys, if you have any questions related to the presentation, now is the perfect time to type them in the chat.
Can you provide how to find target prospects to market to? What online tools can you recommend that you use to market to prospects? So thank you, Patricia, for this question. The easiest way to find targets, in my experience, this is what I teach coaches, and it goes a little bit against what a lot of people find or what a lot of people are teaching. The best way to find your targets, first of all, who you want to teach, whatever it is that you want to teach to, who you want to serve, is actually from your past. It's actually, what are the problems that you had in your past? What are the challenges that you had to overcome, whether it's business related or personal related? And then the question is, who else is in that same situation? So where I ask all my coaches, what I teach them to start with is, who is an earlier version of you? Meaning they're in an earlier stage of your life, and who can you help get over whatever challenge you overcame? And most people are not doing that because they want to teach whatever they're excited about. But a lot of times, whatever you're excited about, you don't have confidence or certainty in. So I know this goes against what a lot of people are teaching, but what I've found is it gives us a lot of what I call rooted confidence. It's confidence from who we truly are. And we know that we can help people get over challenges that we got over, right? And so when we start there, then the question is, where can I find those people? So the online tools that you're going to use are going to be dependent on who those people are, because sometimes those people are on Instagram, and then you go to Instagram and you get active on Instagram and you start engaging people, and you'll find them all over the place. Sometimes your seeker is not on Instagram. So it doesn't make any sense for you to buy the latest, how to use Instagram, because the people you're looking for are not there. So what I would say is use the tools that they're already using to engage in them, to engage with them, online, social media. Use that to engage with them and then find out where they are. And I know this isn't an exact answer to your question, because it depends. It really depends on who it is that you're serving. I have so many different clients where I tell certain people, listen, don't go to Instagram. I'm going to talk about Instagram to everybody else. I don't want you to listen to me. Don't even show up, because your people are not on Instagram. So the online tools are going to be engagement platforms wherever your seeker is. Now, the majority is going to be Facebook and Instagram. That's where the majority of people are. Instagram is a little bit younger crowd. Facebook is a little bit older crowd, and they work differently. But those are the two things that in social media will be engagement tools. And then the third one, now I will recommend everybody do this one. The third one is a combination of blogging and YouTube. And I put them in like together. They are definitely separate, but I want you to become a teacher, and you can teach on your blog or you can teach on YouTube. But when we give people experiences like that, then they trust us more. And that's honestly the best way to attract our seekers, the way that I teach. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you have any further questions, then you can post them later, and I will answer them however I can. Do you have a what I've found works best system for how many nurture emails and the spacing? Yeah, thank you for that. It's a great question. What works best for me is about 2 emails a week if I'm not promoting anything. If I'm not promoting a webinar, or if I'm not promoting any kind of any kind of product or service, is about 2 emails a week just for nurture. We call these value add emails. When I start selling something, when I want to invite people to webinars, when I want to tell them about programs, I'm emailing my list every day. But behavior-based marketing. So if I send out an email, let's say I have a list of 10,000 people. If I send out an email to 10,000 people and tell them all that I've got a webinar coming up and 2,000 of them register for the webinar, I'm going to send an email the next day, but the first 2,000 that registered, they won't get that email. So they're not being bombarded with email after email after email after they've already taken a step. And those are the things that you can put together with automated systems. But honestly, if I really believe in my service, I'm going to email people constantly, and I'm going to give them different offers. So the first day could be like when we emailed people about this webinar, the first email that went out was about automation. And then the second email that went out was about sales funnels. And then the third email that went out was about confidence, I think. So we give them different targets. We give them different magnets. So that's what's worked for me. When I'm offering something, they're getting an email from me every day. Or we're sending an email out every day because I want them to know what's going on. I want them to create buzz, but I'm giving them different emails. And then twice a week is what I would suggest for nurturing. Hopefully that helps, Scott. Thank you. What's your recommended path for those who want to get into online coaching business, to get started on the right foot? Great question, Rupa. Thank you for that. And this is one of the sources of a lot of confusion because people don't really know the exact thing to do. What I would, again, I'm going to give you something that's not what most people say. What I would do is I would get very clear on who you are. So I have an about me story on my website. And about 8 years ago, I decided I just want to give like a full version of who I am. And I wrote this about me story that takes about 12 to 15 minutes for people to even read. And a lot of people go, nobody's going to read that. But that about me story has made so much money because if anybody is interested in who I am, they go there and they read the whole thing. And then they feel like, wow, this is a real person. And he's talking about real things that I relate to also. But when I wrote the story, it actually gave me ideas of what to offer. And it gave me more confidence in who I am. So now it's basically the first thing I actually teach people if they're brand new and they're wanting to figure out, what do I want to do? Because before you know where to go, you got to know what you want to do. And before you know what you want to do, you got to know who you are. And so my advice is actually to sit down and write your real about me story. Who are you? Take inventory of your life. And I bet, Rupa, that when you look at the things that you've done in your life, you'll see, oh, that's what I want to teach. And then just start talking about it. It might sound almost careless, but that's the best thing to do is you just start talking about it. Your message has to come out a lot of times before it starts to get polished. So I would just start telling people about it. Even before you set up, paid advertisements and all that stuff, I would just start talking about it so your message feels good to you. And then you can choose what path to go on. Hopefully that makes sense. I know it's not traditional advice, but that's what I've found has worked for 8 years now. Because I usually help people that don't love sales and marketing and they don't really enjoy the sales piece. A lot of coaches, they just want to do the work and they have to learn how to sell. And that's what I've found is really important for them to find out who they are, feel good about their message, and then learn some of these other pieces. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's against the grain, but that's what I have. That's what I have experienced.
Okay, cool. I guess that was the last question that we have time for. Looks like it's time for us to wrap up. So thank you, Sean, for sharing so many great tips with us. And thank you guys for joining us and being such an active group. As promised, we're going to send you a link to the recording so that you have everything you need to put this knowledge to action. And yeah, thanks again. And we're looking forward to seeing you at the next GetResponse webinar.
Irek, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thanks.